Alrighty. Alrighty. Alright, let some people get on here. I know I'm a little late. I'm really hoping people get on here. Got my fire going. Alrighty. Got one person on here. Sorry, I've been a little rushed to get here. I was actually good evening. Welcome. Oh, starting to get some people on here now. That's good. So I said I was a little rushed to get here. I was actually skateboarding. I started skateboarding again. I said I was probably too old to do it, but a lot of fun. Watching from Santa Maria. Santa Maria here? Like below Slow? Is that the Santa Maria? I'm gonna watch it. Last time they told me that I got a sunburn from this fire. Hey, Michael. Yeah, I'm from down there, Slow. Monterey right now. Monterey, but I was in Slow for 16 years. It's Fish Lopez and used to fish Margarita Lopez. All those. Actually, these stories are from those lakes down by you. Well, eventually when I get to all of them, and one of them is actually from below you, from Kachuma. Yeah, used to be in that area quite a bit. For 16 years, I was in that area. What's that? All frozen over and it sucks. Well, it ain't doing much better here. Ain't doing much better at the moment here right now. Actually, right when I came in, it started raining here. We're supposed to have like a mother of all storms. I think tomorrow's supposed to be 35, 40-mile-an-hour winds, or tonight up to 2 inches of rain. And it's supposed to be that way for the next. Yeah. I picked a good fire. It's storytelling. Storytelling is traditionally around a campfire. So I went and found some video of a campfire. It's nice. Yeah, back there, I know. Yeah, you guys are all frozen back there, but we're getting ready to get just. I don't know. I think we're getting ready to get annihilated by like 5 days of rain here, and everything is already just. I guess most of the lakes are actually over the spillways right now. I haven't been over there, and I don't know. I haven't been over there in the last probably month. I'm going to Pino, but I haven't been going. Over the hill to all those other lakes around here that are getting just completely annihilated. Sorry, guys. I'm just waiting for some people to get on here. I think a lot of my crew. Well, I started a little bit late. Oh, there comes somebody else. At least this thing's working now. It's telling me that people are on here, and it's telling me that I'm getting likes. That's good. Yeah, drinking the cheap crap. somebody else. Who else is on here? Let's get some noise in the house. Ooh, James. Me. I like that. Me. What the heck? My fire went away. Oh. Guess I forgot to hit repeat. I just have to recycle and recycle. There were a bunch of others on there I was going to get, but they were like 3 and 4 gigs and like 3 hours long. I'm like, let's put it on repeat. It's a fire. Yeah, but this is the flavored stuff. It's actually not that bad, believe it or not. I mean, if you know steel, I used to drink steel, and it's acquired taste. It's pretty nasty, but whatever, these flavored ones aren't that bad actually. Wouldn't want to drink more than like, you know, one a night, but definitely not something you'd sit and drink all night. I'm sure the hangover from these is probably just wicked with all the sugar and stuff. Have I been fishing? No. Oh yeah, but that's something really good, but it's something to have with a meal. It's not something to like sit around and drink to get drunk. That's for sure. No, I haven't been fishing. Actually, I fished yesterday. Fished yesterday at El Estero for a little bit. I think last time I fished was when I went live at the pier. Uh, Kind of wanted to go over and check out. Oh God, you had to bring up Mad Dog 2020. Ugh. No, I used to drink in my heyday. I would drink 340s. Thank you. It is going to be Storytelling Tuesday. So storytelling is usually done around the fire. It's warm in here, but it's not. No, nothing. The other day they said when I was at the pier, they said my face was already red in the sun. I said no, and they said it was from your Storytelling Tuesday. You got burned from the. I'm like, yeah, I got monitor burn. No, I was kind of just going to Pinot, just going to Pinot now, but evidently now it's flooded, and I don't know. I think Dr. Hambone, he told me that he said he caught a fish under the picnic table or under a bench. So I'm assuming it's pretty darn flooded, and I think it's pretty darn dirty. So yeah, no. And I said we're supposed to get 5 days of rain. Oh, cool. Yeah, they have a storage place. We have to keep it on. My friend had one there. Yeah, I don't know, dude. I don't know about this winter. If if it ends up being, I mean, because a lot of times, I mean, we're usually really wet. Even, I mean, I think the average for March is 3 inches, and it's already been pretty wicked in February so far. We're supposed to have like 5 days straight. Tonight's supposed to dump. It's an inch to 2 inches of rain from the storm tonight, and then more coming like on the weekend and everything else. Oh no, here where I am, here in California, we're just getting ready to get dumped. They call it a what's supposed to hit us. They call it an atmospheric river. That doesn't sound good. That sounds like a hell of a lot of water in the clouds. An atmospheric river. They said that last year too during one of the big storms. But this story is going to be about, well, the one I'm going to tell tonight is about It's actually Lake San Antonio, and it's about San Antonio, and it was the pretty much the tournament that sort of started me. Pretty much that's why I called the one that when it clicked, because I mean I told you earlier in those. Oh, now we're starting to get some people on. Earlier in those last tournaments, like the first 4 I did with the club, I didn't do well. I mean, so here when it started over. So to me, pretty much for me entering the tournament and starting the tournaments, everyone's like, "Oh, this is a good guy, man. More money to us." Because I think I finished like 15th, 17th. That one I got 12th. Well, the first one of the year. It'd be hard to smoke from a bong with frozen water. Yeah, so I've been fishing all those tournaments, and newbie, howdy, Andy Garcia, and Andre Garcia. Sorry. Yeah, so I mean I hadn't done well. And it has the tournaments. They love it when new people start and they're not that good because it means more money when they win or get in the money. So basically, that's what I was right now. I was just the person that was giving them more money. But that was the first 3, and then at the beginning of the new year, Ashwa, how's it going? You guys are getting dumped on. I saw that already. Oh, I need video of that, and I can play it at the end of the night. Just like, or when I end, I need a shot of water. They have actually found them. They have videos of the fires being put out by water. Yeah, I could use that. I could use that video at the end. Yeah, Northern California, you must getting dumped on. I already saw it. I saw it earlier. You guys were already getting rain and snow up there, like up by Eureka and stuff. It just started right when I came in to start this. It just started raining outside. Now we're supposed to have a really nasty one, like nasty, like 1 to 2 inches tomorrow, and 35 to 40-mile-an-hour winds. That's not good. I was ice fishing once. Oh, Anderson. Yeah, we have snow all around here. Andrew in English. There we go. Andrew, then. You're Andrew now. Not Andre. I think I caught a crappie. I don't know. I was like 8 or 10 or something. I didn't like it. I was freezing my, what? I still don't like the cold. Back then, I didn't like the cold either. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Yeah, see, I finally, that one tournament where I actually got 12, which obviously way out of money because there were only like 19 people in it. But that's the tournament where I kind of figured it out. That was where, instead of just fishing like a normal day, I figured out that I had to find certain spots and then just rotate through them. Hey, G. What up, G? Yeah, so this is actually a tournament. And another thing about these tournaments, guys, and this club, until I joined this club, I had never fished San Antonio Lake. And I was fishing, everybody in that club had been fishing for years. And, I mean, 10, 15, 20 years, they grew up there. So my knowledge of the lake compared to their knowledge of the lake, obviously, mine was nothing. I did that one night tournament. I think I went there one time during the day just to get an idea of the lake. And then that night tournament, I don't even think I got a bite. So I actually went to the lake, San Antonio. I think I went to it. I pre-fished it twice before this tournament. And like I said, after that one, and after researching how people fish, biggest crappie, probably almost 3 pounds. Pinot Lake, baby. Got to go to Pinot Lake. There's like 3-pound crappie in that thing. They're huge. Yeah, so this time I went, I pre-fished, and I found this one spot. And actually, the video of this tournament is actually online. It's way back from 2006, 2007, something like that. I think it's titled Ambushers Tournament. But I filmed it and uploaded it like when I first started my channel back 2006, 2007. But it's online. And you can see that guy, my nemesis, Pat Fadley. He's the one that's announcing the winners. And he was tournament director. That's announcing who won and all that. But yeah, it's on there. This tournament's on there. And that's another thing too, because this is the one that it clicked and I got second place in. And I spent the time to film it while I was fishing it, and evidently that upset a lot of people because there's a new guy who didn't think he had any knowledge because I sucked the first 4 tournaments in their club, and all of a sudden I get a second place, and I spend my time while I'm fishing to cruise around and film other people. So I took it that casually. and yeah, a lot of them were pretty good. They're like, yeah. I said, it just started the streak, guys. I went on a streak of 11 tournaments in a row, first or third. Some of the other stories are going to be about a lot of those tournaments. A lot of those were a lot more dramatic than this one. But like I said, this is the first one that changed it. I said, I went there. I found there was a spot I found. It's about a half-mile long. It's actually across from the South Launch and the one big cove that's on San Antonio. San Antonio is just basically a big oval. I found this long section, and it had a bunch of cuts in it. Cemetery, is that the only one? Is that what it's called? Now, there's one right by the north or the south launch that's the long. I don't think it's called cemetery, though. But it's the only basic. Well, there's that one, and there's one that's on the same side, I think, close to the dam. Yeah, so I found that spot, and I said it was a really long stretch, and I was doing high-speed cranking time, but it took me a good 35, 40 minutes to fish that whole section. Then I found a section on the other side of the lake that I caught kind of a few, and then I went west on the north side. This was on the north side, the one. The stretch I had was on the north. There's a little side right across from the south. There's a little bit of a spot. And then I went further down by the campgrounds, and there's some little coves and stuff. And I fished those, but I don't know. There were some good fish down there, but it wasn't consistent. I said I had that one spot. And since that's what I'd learned now, that don't just try and fish the whole lake. Don't try and fish every spot you have, 30, 40 spots, even places you might not get one. Yeah, well, this tournament was 2005. Harris Creek, there you go. That's the big one. No, B-Rock is Nacimiento. B-Rock's Nacimiento. Harrison is the big one right by the South Launch, though. Basically the only one there. No, B-Rock is actually Nacimiento. It's right when you go around the corner. It's on the right before the big, huge cove that's on the left that goes way, 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 way back. That's B-Rock. I don't know of a B-Rock in San Antonio. Unless there is one and I don't know it. But so I'd found those. Well, that one major spot. And then I found a couple of spots. But like I said, this is the one that started the streak, and this is the one where, I finally figured out how to fish tournaments and focus on spots, and only focus on spots you found where you always get them, and not just waste the rest of your time on the whole rest of the lake where sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. And another thing about this, not only did everybody else have all the knowledge of this lake, yeah, I was gonna say B-Rock's and Nasi. That's a good cove. I used to catch them there, and I have stories about that one too in some of my later storytelling. But yeah, so I found that, and I was pretty much catching all smallies. But I've done the research on that lake, and at that time, 13 to like, hey Jay, you made it. Yeah, at that time it was like 13, 14 pounds. Sometimes up to 16 now. But usually 13, 14 would be a win in a one-day team tournament. And that lake, little smallies. I mean, you could win on 5 smallies. And a lot of people would win on or you could get like 4 good smallies, 2.5, almost 3 pound smallies, and a kicker like 4 or 5 pound largemouth. So, I did the research in that, and my 2 days of practice, I was getting about 13, 14 pounds. I was getting a lot of 2.5 to like 2 3/4 or a little bit bigger smallies. So for me, I'm like, all right, this is finally. And I was catching like 15 fish a day the 2 days I went to practice. So I was feeling pretty good. I'm like, all right, maybe this will actually be a tournament that I can show them that I actually know what I'm doing. Talking about that, I was skateboarding today. Yeah, I'm back. I went to the park and I was skateboarding. Put together my old board, and yeah, I'm not doing any tricks, but it's so much fun. I'm just like cruising around and running the transition stuff. But that's a side story. But I thought I was too fat and old, but it feels good. It makes me feel like 10 years younger. It's so much fun. I'm gonna do a lot more, and I'll eventually do. I'm doing the skating one. Oh yeah, no, I'm not doing it. It's freaking mini park. It's like 3-foot things, and it's not vert ramp. It's nothing big. But I went there and fished yesterday so I could finish Skate and Fish 2.0 because I have all the skate footage, and so I have that. So yeah, but I don't have me in the footage. But now I'm getting there. I think I'm gonna start having. There'll be some of me in the skate footage now. I'll be the old man of the park. But back to the fishing story. Another thing about this lake is there were 2 guys. I don't even remember their names, but they're the ones that usually won the San Antonio tournament because they were supposedly the smallmouth guys. Nope. I've never been to Florida to fish. I love smallies. Wheelchair games. I love smallies. I just said I got to go back to a lake. I'm supposed to possibly go to Don Pedro and fish. Hey, low budget bassin. Yeah, so let's go because I haven't caught a smallie in probably as long as it's been since I caught trout, which you saw how excited I was when I caught those trout at El Estero. LBB. Hey Jay, everyone's going back and forth now. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm there, and I have these 2 guys, and everybody said these are the 2 guys to worry about. These are the 2 guys that always do good there, because actually San Antonio has good smallies. It's because you're fat and old. Yeah, you can. I mean, there's 3 and 4 pound smallies easily in San Antonio, and like I said, you can get an average of them up to like 13, 14, 15 pounds. Too fat to talking about too fat. And he shows up. I wasn't aimed at you. No, smallies are fun. Smallies are a lot of fun. That's what I said. I want to get back and start to find some lake or something I can fish for again. I will. I will this summer. Yep, there you go. Okay, so here I am, San Antonio. I have to compete with everybody else that's fished it for 10, 15 years. And I'm catching good smallies. Oh yeah, it does. But I'm catching some good smallies. What I think are good, like almost 3 pound smallies, 2 3/4 stuff. Good quality smallies. But not only am I, competing against a bunch of people that I fish lake forever, then there's two guys that are the local ones that usually do it because they're evidently smallie masters. And I'm fishing by myself. I went there twice and that, so I don't know if I found a spot that everybody else is going to be in. Because you never know that. You go tournament day, you go one day, then you go practice another day. So you think you found a spot and nobody's on it, and then come tournament day, you go to that spot and like 4 other people are already there. Skate fishing. Why are they doing it? Skate fish is coming. 2.0. Yeah, so we get there, and my friend, some of my friend Jason, the one that he'll be in some of my storytelling because we fished another club as a team. But I was telling him about it and telling him where to go, or the area to go. And then in the morning, when we blasted off, he ends up going the opposite way. He ends up going west. And I'm like, dude, where are you going? Anyway, that was a little side story. He ended up, I think, catching one fish or something. But so I'm there, and I have all these things against me, obviously, like new to the club. Underdog as far as knowledge of lake. Underdog because these two smallie wizards that always win this tournament are there. And I'm on a smallie bite. So we end up blasting off. I go to my spot, and I said, it's on the left spot. It's like a half-mile stretch. It's pretty long. And the water was pretty low, probably like 15 feet down at the time. Something like that. I think it was at 50% or like 60%. But it was a bunch of like coves. And I think it's a landslide area, they call it. That one area where the big landslide was, like right across from the north. But it was kind of along there and up there. This was in March. It's pre-spawn. Those coves are sandy. So first thing in the morning, I get there. There's nobody there. So I pretty much have like the whole run to myself. And I'm using square bill, shot, 3 to 4 foot square bill. I think I was using the Bandits at the time, the Bandit 1 iron series. Not really an official square bill, but so I take the time and I run up the first time, and I end up catching a limit. I think I culled once, about 2.5 pounders. A couple of them were like maybe 2.9, 2.10. So I had a good limit, and like I said, it was kind of the only spot I found, and I was planning on filming it because I had my camera there. So I made the first run through it. It was early. It only took me like an hour. So when I got to the top of it, because the long run, and so I turned on the camera and I kind of idled around to the other side of the lake and around and filmed some of the other fishermen and everything else. It totally being, it's a tournament. And I'm just like casually going around filming people because I want to give it time. Anyway, it took like, an hour, 45 minutes to run through it. I just want to get a little more because usually I rotate, and you'll learn that more in my later storytelling in my tournaments that I rotate 3 places. Well, I really only had that one spot. It took a long time to run through it, but I'm kind of used to running around. So in the spare time, giving it a little bit of a break, I would go around and film the other fishermen, ones that were kind of nearby. And so I do that, and then I go back over and then I run through my whole series again of all the coves and everything, and I end up catching like 4 or 5 more fish. I think I only culled once, and it was only by like an ounce or 2 because I was catching a lot of them, but they were all pretty much between 2.5 and 2 1/4. It was hard to get anything bigger. So I run through it again, and I'm sort of contemplating like, oh, should I make the run further down to try those little coves, or should I just? Back then, this was an old 1976 Terry bass boat, 16 foot. It had 2 live wells, but the live wells were teeny. I could barely even fit 5 fish into 2 live wells. That's why you were supposed to have a partner because it was angler co-angler, but my boat did not. There's no way I could fit 10 fish. if me and my co-angler could both got a limit, it was just the front one was really small and vertical. The fish actually had to sit sort of straight up and down in it, and the back one was the way they designed it. Unless you had the water running constantly, it only kept like that much water in it because the drain was like right there. So that's why I always fished it by myself because there was like, if I got a big limit, I could hardly even keep it on my boat. So yeah, it was an old, and on the back it had patent pending because that was like when bass boats were brand new, 1976, just coming out. It's pretty good. Had a 55 on it. Oh no, it wasn't bathtub. It had the pointed nose and yeah, no, it wasn't rounded. That's why I said it was new. It had the sort of the V front. It was only 16 foot, I think, a little over a 16.1 or 2. Had a 55 Evinrude on it. Did like 50 miles an hour. But everybody else in the tournament had Rangers and everything else, and they did 60. So they always passed me. Yet, speed limits on those lakes were 35. So I could pretty much do the speed limit, but they would all just pass me and everything. But yeah, no, it was a good boat. It was good. Well, in later tournaments, we do team ones where it's me and my friend. But back to this one. See, comments always get you sidetracked. But they're good. They're informative. They help me keep track of, I guess, backup stuff on the story or stuff that I didn't tell. And that is, yeah, the boat I had at the time. So I decide to, I don't know, I just kind of, I'd already gone through my main spot twice. And I said I had a spot further down, I had a spot straight across. So I think again, I just cruised around for like 30, 40 minutes and filmed a bunch of the other boaters and stuff. And I was just like, all right, I give it enough time. And at this point, I mean, we launched at daybreak or we launched at 7, weigh-ins at 3:30. I'd run through it twice. I already had a limit, already cold. Knew I had about 13 pounds or something like that. And so I knew I was, in the run here with that usually one. So I was like, finally, I'm going to do good in the tournament. People are going to be like, know that I'm a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, Margarita and most of those lakes actually have a speed limit. I think Lopez and that too. I don't know about now, but yeah, they used to have 35 mile an hour. Nobody listens to them, but they all actually do have speed limits. So, so I take the time and do some more filming, and then I get back over and then I make that another half-mile run and do it. And I don't know, I think I caught a couple more fish, but it was nothing that would help me. So I got through with that run, and I'm like, all right, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head across. The one spot I had, it was just down from the Harris Creek and the North Launch, or the South Launch. No, yeah, South Launch. And there was just a run. It wasn't that long, but it was a pretty good run. And so I go over there, and it's kind of starts out with a cove and has weeds around it, and then it goes down the bank and it never stick-ups and stuff. I go over there, and then the first cast, I end up hooking one that I end up culling with. I'm like, wow, that's cool. It was a smallie. At this point, I had all smallies. But like I said, I had about, I don't know, 13 pounds at the time with all the smallies. And so, like I said, I was sitting pretty good. Thought I was. So I went over there, and then boom, and I think he helped me out by like, wasn't much, like an ounce or two. And so I'm like, cool. So I put him in, and then I start running down the bank. And like I said, there were a lot of stick up old like manzanita, but just the branches because they've been in the water forever. And I'm going along and I'm doing the high speed crank and I'm working it, through them and kind of bouncing off and hitting them. And I'm reeling in. All of a sudden I hit one and I start reeling and it feels like I thought I got moss or some sort of weed off of it because it started feeling, when I was reeling it in, but it felt like it was heavy, like something was caught on it. And I bring it in, all of a sudden I look down, and like 15 feet in front of the boat, I look down, and here's this like over 3 pound largemouth. And he's got my bait. That's what I was reeling in. It felt heavy, was a largemouth. And I looked down like, oh my God. And so, and I never set the hook because I was just kind of going, a little bit just to work it through. And I'm like, and then I see him, and all of a sudden he sees the boat, and he freaking beelines it out to deeper water. And I go like that, and he pops off. And I'm just like, I'm a freaking idiot. I'm like, oh my God, that was my kicker. That was like my good limit of smallies. And that was my kicker largemouth. Like a +3. That would have given me like, I don't know, 15, maybe 16 pounds. And so it goes off, and it gets off, and I start like, I don't know, I think I threw my pole down. I started like swearing and yelling. Yeah, I'm like that. And there's some guys on shore. And all of a sudden the one guy's like, dude, you seem pretty upset. How big was that fish? And I'm like, no, it was only like 3 or 4 pounds, but I'm in the tournament right now. And oh my God, that would have given me like another pound. And I'm like, damn it. I mean, he was on there. I didn't even know. I didn't even know. I just like, I thought it was, the branches I was hitting. Evidently he hit it, but I didn't set the hook. And I was just basically, he was coming with me, and I was just really, yes, I was just like, and at this time I thought, damn it, I could have won. That could have been my winning fish. And so obviously I'm like, that's what I said. I'm like, dang it. I'm like, well, I still have a good limit. I'm still going to show them that I actually know how to fish. I'm pretty sure I won't be, 14th or 15th this time. I think I'm good. So I finished down that side of it. And I don't think I picked up any more fish there. Or maybe I caught a couple little largemouth or smallmouth. And so this time it's like, I don't know, it's like 12 o'clock maybe. 12 o'clock or 1, weighing at 3:30. So I think after that, I actually went and filmed some more stuff. And then I went back over to my main run and my main, honey hole spots. I think I had time to run through it like a couple more times. But I didn't end up catching anything that would help. I mean, I still got fish. I mean, that day I think I caught like 20 fish that day in the tournament. 3-pounder. No, it was actually a fish, and I thought it was weeds. I thought it was dragging some weeds or something because it just felt kind of spongy and heavy, but it was basically just a fish coming right at me. I was reeling in, and he was just letting me just pull him along. But then he saw the boat, and that's when he took off, and that's when. But anyway, so yeah, I went and ran over the other side, ran through it, like I said. But I caught a lot of fish. And that was, for me, like I said, I think this was the first limit I caught. Yeah, actually, other than the 2-day they had at Nasi, the first 3 that I fished. But I think this is the first actually like limit, and first limit I had in the boat that I felt like I might have a chance and I could win this. So I get all done. So I get all done. It's weigh-in time. I go in, and I said, this one's online if you want to see it. It's nothing like my videos now, but I think it's called Ambushers Tournament San Antonio. And so, I going to weigh in, and I come in, and I remember this guy, I forget his name now, and it was him and his wife that used to fish. So I came up, and I poured my bag into the thing, and he's like, damn, dude, those are some good smallies. He goes, I'd like to see you do that in summer. On your website? No, it's on my channel. It's probably on my website. It might be on my website under fishing shows. It's way back in my YouTube channel. Like I said, I think it's 2006, 2007. This tournament was in like 2004, 2005. So yeah, it's way back. I think if you put CCB and type in Ambusher Tournament San Antonio, I'm sure it'll show up. I said I was filming on High 8, hunting and fishing stuff with Jay and Jay. How you doing? Yeah, it's way back. I mean, I'm at 879 videos with this one, so it's it's a few pages back. Probably like 20, 30. But I think if you type it, it'll show up. Just Ambushers was the name of the club. I think if you type in Ambushers Tournament, Lake San Antonio, it'll probably show up. So, so I go in a weigh in, I put him in there, and the guy looks at me and goes, well, I'd like to see you catch smallies like that in summer. Well, come back in summer, I'll do it. Well, I got a good high-speed cranking technique, and evidently it works really well on smallies. So I ended up weighing in, and I had, I don't know, it's in the video, it was 13 something. I think it was 13, 14 or 13, 12. I was like 13 and a half, maybe. Yeah, I think it was like 13 and a half pounds that I weighed. And I was like, cool. That's usually the average, 13, 14. I know I'm going to be up there somewhere. But I'm like, damn it, if I wouldn't have lost that one fish, that probably would have given me another pound. I would have had 14 some. I might have. So anyway, it ends up weighing out. Ends up that my all smallies ended up getting, I got second place. Pat Fadley, my nemesis, got first. And if you guys go on there, remember I told you about Pat Fadley, my nemesis, the one that was my nemesis for the Angler of the Year title in the race. But you can see him on there. I think he's like in his cowboy hat. But he's the one announcing the weights and the winners and how to do it and all that. So you guys, if you like that story, and to kind of put a visual of the face and the voice to the person, because I'm going to be talking about him a lot more in the upcoming storytelling about a lot of these tournaments and stuff. And this one's more, I don't know, this is just the one to set the tone. There wasn't a lot of, there wasn't a lot of drama in this one. There wasn't a lot of lost big fish. There wasn't a lot of I don't know, a lot of stuff that happened in some of the other tournaments that was pretty, I don't know, more, I don't know, storytelling kind of, really? But this one, I had to send home with this one because this is the first one that sort of got me the idea of getting in the vibe and figuring out how to fish the tournaments. Because I got my butt kicked in the first 4 I tried fishing. And it was because I just treated it like a day, like, oh, let's go out fishing, blah, blah, blah. But it's totally different when tournament, especially one day. You got to be on your fish, you got to know your fish. So I ended up weighing, and like I said, Pat ended up beating me. I think he had 16 pounds something. So if you look back at me when I caught that 3, and I figured it probably would give me like another pound, it wouldn't help. But at the time when you're on the water and you're there and you're heated in the middle of the tournament, and how I got all mad to my pull down and was cussing everything, because I thought for sure that one might have cost me the win, but it didn't. Just would have made me closer to the weight of the winner. But he got me, and he had a mix of smallies and largemouth. I think everybody else in the tournament, most of them had a mix of smallies with 1 or 2 bigger largemouth. I mean, for second place for me, and I was strictly all smallies, was pretty impressive, I guess, to most of them. Because I remember I mentioned those 2 hookers. Because remember I mentioned those I mentioned those 2 guys, the ones that were supposed to be the shoe-ins because they were the smally guys at the club. Actually, both of them came up to me after the tournament and they were asking me how I caught those really good smallies in that, and I'm like, I don't know, I haven't fished for smallies much. I mean, I think this really the only lake where I've caught any good ones, but I caught them. I was high speed shallow cranking, a little bandit. I think he had another, I don't know, another one, but it was a a little square bill, like a little 2.5 inch little square bill. And they were like, I don't know, they were amazed. They're like, really? That's how you caught such good, so caught almost 14 pounds. I'm all, yeah, why? I mean, it works for largemouth. Why? Smallies supposed to like those little. I don't know. I think they were doing drop shots and jigs, or they were trying. Some were trying to sight fish because I said it was in March, and the water was clear enough for that. But I guess there just wasn't enough on the bed. Hey, hi, Country Life. Thanks for joining. Your little kind of the end of the story, but I said as these go on, and I started doing them, I think more consistently every Tuesday, then I'm sure people get more into a rhythm of them being there. I was gonna try at 8 o'clock, but I figured a lot of people were saying when you go live, we need to go a little bit earlier because we have people back east. And I figured, well, 7:30. It's already 10:30, so and it's on a Tuesday. But I think it'll. I don't know. I think it'll work. We had a bunch of us here. We're having fun. Yeah, so it'd be like, yeah. So that, like I said, that was. Yeah, so that was it. I mean, and that was the one. I think when Pat finally said, kind of like, because I said we talked long before I joined his club because it's basically his club, and yeah, I think he started getting a little bit worried about that. Because I mean, I told a little story about the run for Angler of the Year, but that was kind of when he was like, "Oh, I think he's starting to catch on to this tournament thing," and I don't think he's nervous anymore when he fishes. And then, oh yeah, and then when I said afterwards, because I filmed the whole thing and videoed it, I think in the next meeting, uh, some of them were talking about because I posted somewhere. My friend Jason posted. There was no YouTube then. This was pre-YouTube. Oh, Jason had a website, or actually, Ambushers had a website, and I think I gave it to Jason. Jason was able to upload it onto the website. So I was at the next meeting, the pre-tournament meeting, and everyone's like, "Yeah, I don't know, somebody, I don't know who it was, but somebody posted a video, and somebody was Phil." I'm like, "Oh, that was me." And they're all like, "What? Wait, you got second place, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like, "When did you have time to film a video?" Yeah, they're all like, when did you? I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I had extra time during the day." Oh, I don't know how to do that. This is a never ending. These are like Duralogs. They won't ever end. Yeah, so everyone was like I said, everyone because this was back before YouTube. This was back before. I mean, it was a high eight, guys. I actually have it in the closet, but an old school high eight. I mean, I think cell phones might have had like stills camera back then, but not nobody had a video camera. That was still sort of Flash had just got started, but I had to hold yeah. And so that a lot more, yeah, they were actually pretty upset or pretty like I don't know. They think like, well, who's this guy? He's new to our club and that, and now he suddenly gets a second place, and he's just casually going around filming the rest of this while he's fishing the tournament. Like, pretty freaking ballsy. But I had extra time. I didn't have 3 places to rotate through. I only had that one spot. So to give it a little more time to rest, that's what I did. It was go around and film. It was pretty fun. This actually isn't red wine. This is still steel, the like fruity steel. I have actually. Well, I have bottle of white Zinfandel that I got hold of. Yeah, so that was the whole. That's why I said that's the one that really got me going. And I said after this, that was the second place. I went 11 tournaments in a row in Ambushers plus Gold Coast plus um, God, one other club. Totally blanking on the name right now. Tri Valley. Tri Valley. Three different, well, not four, three different clubs from that point. My first year, well, I did the four before, but my first year actually doing tournaments and fishing against all these people that had fished these lakes for like 15, 20 years. Yeah, no, but not only that, I went 11 tournaments in a row, first through third. And yeah, I said some of the other ones, there's a lot more drama in them. There's a lot more like, I mean, when I tell these stories of some of these tournaments and the fact that I ended up getting first, second, and third, you'll be like, dude, no way. I mean, how does that happen? How could you go from that situation to that and end up getting second or third? That's like, no way. But yeah, it was just, I said it was a good run. And during it and even after it, everyone kept saying I just got lucky. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Uh, March through November, three different clubs, 11 tournaments, first through third. I got to have the biggest lucky streak in the world of lucky streaks if there's at least not some sort of skill involved in that. They just said that all I threw was that scoreboat crank and I just got lucky. Well, fine. Sure. I got lucky for 11 tournaments in a row. Basically, I kicked your guys' butt on lakes. I fished a handful of times and you've been fishing for 20 years. And I'm doing it on the take. And I would show everybody in the tournaments like what bait I was using. I'd like run into them and go, oh, I'm using this. Well, this little banana here, the one in the flaming grape, and the one in the root beer, and oh, and I'm also using this and that. I would tell them all. And I was so good about it because it took me a long time. It took me like 10 years to hone that high speed cranking technique prior to me entering the tournament. So I knew if I showed them how to do it, yeah, but I knew if I showed them how to do it, they would get tired of it. To fish it that fast and to reel it that fast and to do it for 6, 7 hours straight in a tournament and, probably 80% of your casts are nothing but water. It's just a matter of hitting that one fish, that one spot, and everything. So even my partner, the one Jason, he'll be in some of the other stories. But he's like, "Why do you tell them? Why do you tell them?" Well, because I spent a long time learning this and learning how to do it, and I don't care if I tell them because they're just gonna try it and be like, "That guy's lying." Just living. How's it going? I'm gonna start wearing my funky little reading glasses. Well, they're not reading glasses, but actually prescription glasses. You launch at daybreak, and usually 3:30. 3:30 is actually usually weigh-in, which sucked for me. And well, you'll learn more of that in some of my later storytelling Tuesdays about the endings. I'm doing fine. We're just at the end of the story, but now we have another question. Because now there's like end of the story, we have question and answer time. Yeah, but okay. And so my technique that I had, and you got to remember, guys, at this time I didn't throw any plastics. I know you watch my shows now, and you see me throwing the flicking and throwing a drop shot. In these tournaments, I'd never thrown a split shot, a drop shot in my life, and I'd never thrown a Senko or stickworm in my life. I don't even know if I had plastics in my boat during all these tournaments I'm telling you about. I think I had some jigs. I might have had some plastics, but it wasn't my deal. I was a high speed power fish. It was like surface fishing in the morning and high speed cranking the whole rest of the day. So yeah, I was back to why it was an issue for me, because usually high speed cranking, is when the wind is up. And the best time to actually do it is usually the middle of the afternoon, usually between 1 and like 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock. And this is in the summer when it gets dark at like 9, because usually after about 5 or 6, the winds will cut down and they'll start to glass off. So basically, going into these tournaments and the way I was fishing and my style of fishing, other than sometimes service fish in the morning, I know I think there is heat coming off this. I got the realistic fire video where and a really good monitor, so heat actually comes off, and you can smell it too. If you guys are here, I smell like smoke right now. It's just like it's an amazing, realistic, lifelike monitor. So you have to be careful what you watch on it. Like garbage truck videos and stuff like that. It just gets bad. But anyway, yeah. So I was at a disadvantage because right about the time that my technique got the best, and when I would often catch the biggest fish in that, was right at the time we had to go in and we had to weigh in. So, because usually it started around 1, but usually between like 2 and 4 or 2 and 5. I don't know. You can see in a lot of my videos if you look back at my old ones. I said it's 10, 11 seconds a cast. And I don't hit anything, or I don't try to hit anything. This is just a pure enclosed parallel to shore and reeling the thing like as fast as you can reel it to get it back in. Like if you're reeling it to get back in to make a cast because you saw some other fish jumping or something. Yeah, I can do 3 casts a minute. Usually 3 to 4 casts per minute with this technique. And like I said, and I would have to tune the things all day long. No, it's just it's simply completely totally reaction. A friend of mine, Ed, that I fished with in the 90s, learned it from, I've told the story before, but learned it from a friend of mine, a friend of his, this old man from the 80s. And yeah, he kicked my butt 7-1 in the back of my boat when he pulled out an old Rebel We Are and started freaking high speed cranking it on a day we weren't catching freaking crap. And he caught like 7 fish in the first like hour. And that's when I was like, wow, what? Yeah, trust me, guys, trust me. I've told so many people how fast you have to fish it onshore. And so I told them about it, and I let them fish. Oh, you must be new to the channel. Lane J Fishing, you must obviously be new to the channel, because now everybody tells me that all I do is fish soft plastics. So yeah, they don't think I fish anything else. I fish a spinnerbait or a chatterbait or something like that, and they're like, dude, you never throw those. You don't even know how. No, I have videos of me doing the high-speed cranking at Pinot from like 2 years ago on my boat. Actually, no, they're not on my boat. They're on a rental. Yeah, I do the same technique. And actually, there's one of me teaching Rick, Ocean Diablo, teaching him how to do it. It's on his boat. But yeah, I kick his freaking you know what, because he'd never fished a high-speed shallow crank. No, because you don't want to hit. You don't want to hit anything. Every once in a while you do, but no, you see. I don't know. I think I've described it. I have actually a 3-part series and tips and tricks on it. I did crush the angler. Yeah, that's what I just said. No, I think I have a 3-part. If you go into my, like you said, you go to my website, and you go into tips and tricks, and you start looking through it. I have a 3-part on how to high speed crank. I think the first one is the gear you'll need and all that. And the second one is yeah, but no, crush the angler. You go on there. I'd say go to my website, SundaCoastBass.com, and at the bottom where the tips and tricks are. It's already on there. It's a 3-part series. I said there's like 100 and something tips and tricks on there, but it's back in there. Like when I did the 100% guarantee, if you watch them all. A lot of people went to the Biology Bites side. No, it's a tip and trick. I know there's a lot more of them. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a three-part. I said the first one was about the gear and all that you need. The second one was more about how to do it and how to position the boat and everything, because this is when you're on a boat. And I think the last one was how to choose your baits and how to choose the colors and that sort of processing. But yeah, no, it's on there. It's old. That's from like right when I first started because I had all that knowledge. It was like 2010, I think, when I put up the one about how to actually fish high speed crank. Now or ever? No, well, I said it's a totally different thing. I mean, my boat, I'm usually on either weed lines or I'm on a 45-degree angle bank. And if it's weed line, my boat is right up against the weeds. If it's 45-degree angle, my boat is only about 6 feet from shore. And the other thing is you go with the wind, not into the wind. Most people, when they fish in the wind and go along banks, I don't know. I'm trying. I'm trying to make this my like full-time job and my living, but I don't know. I guess most of my knowledge is too old. I don't want to keep redoing things ever. Well, probably Margarita, because I spent a hell of a lot of time on there. That's where I perfected the high-speed technique, uh, and that's where I sort of got a lot better at power baits and hard baits. Was at Margarita because prior to that is when I did all the fishing stuff. No, I'm not saying I'm too old. I'm just saying all my videos are too old. They're like 8 and 9 years back were most of my popular ones, and I don't know. I I just don't really since the content since my knowledge of putting it on there. I'd really hate to just because I'm getting a lot of new people and everything to just go back and redo a tips and tricks that's have a good one. What, Will? I didn't even know you're on here, Will. Are you leaving? You just come on to say bye, or are you still here? Yeah, I just don't feel good. I don't know, redoing a bunch of videos that are already on there. Like doing another one on a high speed crank or doing another one on. Because usually when you guys bring up stuff to me, I'm like, it's already there. I did that video. So I don't know. That's why I did the 100% guarantee you'll catch more fish because I was trying to get people to go back and watch a lot of stuff that's already on YouTube. Yeah, I know. It's 100% guarantee. I mean, trust me. I spent a long, long time. I think it was 2 years I spent doing a majority of those tips and tricks and Biology Bites, trying to get everything out of my head because I want to get it down and on a video. I still have like 40 more tips and tricks about other stuff. All right, Lane. Thanks for joining us. This is weekly, so next Tuesday. And I go live all the time with other random stuff. And I might start at Thursday. Thunder Thursday. Hang out in Q&A. One bait at Margarita. Well, I love the crankbait's really good, but it depends on the time of the year. I mean, surface lure is really good in there too. High speed shallow crank square bill. If I had only one, because that's. But I don't know. But see, I wasn't fishing. I wasn't really fishing and focusing on the soft plastics and all that right now. Either that or a jig. I don't know, high speed cranking, it has to be between March and April. But it's a really good jig lake too. I have a friend in 2 tournaments in a row, one bass tournament and ABA tournament in a row. I don't know if they were a week apart or a couple weeks, but he won with 36 pounds. 36 pounds for a 5-fish limit. 2 tournaments in a row. Back in, I don't know, I think that was the early 2000s. All on jigs, just throwing them right around shore. So I said, depends on time of the year. Summertime and there's good weeds, cranking the outside edge. Golden in Margarita. And people might say, oh yeah, but that was like 2005, how many years ago? Doesn't matter. I went back to that lake in 2010. I went back there in 2010. The video's on there. Actually, I don't think there's a video of this one because it was actually a tournament. But I met a guy, some of them with him. He was from some club, but he wanted me to meet with him so he could learn the lakes because he does tournaments there. But I actually joined his club and fished a tournament with him at Margarita in, I think it was in January. It was in January or February. And it was 2009 or 2000. No, I think it was 2010. I hadn't fished it since 2004, 2005. So it's been 5-6 years. And I took him back to the same spots. And we fished a jig and we caught fish in every spot I took him to. So I guess if you know a lake, and I used to spend 4 or 5 days a week there. I've avoided fights. I've avoided other fishermen in tournaments looking like they were getting a fight or they were like yelling at each other and wanting to take it to shore and wanted to beat shit. And I just sort of went the other way. I've seen a lot of that. I've seen a lot of it. That's one of my first tournaments, actually. And it was a benefit tournament for cancer. It was one of the ambusher ones that I entered. I think it was one of the 3 before I entered for the year. Oh no, these guys went off. I mean, it was a benefit tournament. I'm like, come on, guys, we're raising money for the guy that started this club that died of cancer. Oh yeah, they would just like, one guy was yelling that he was casting too close to his boat. Yeah, I was fishing by him. All of a sudden, like one guy's like, "You throw that." It was a big swim bait, I think. He's like, "You throw that fucking swim bait near my boat again, and I'm gonna lasso it and cut that fucking thing off. And why are you fishing so close to us?" And the other guy went back at him. And he's like, "Oh yeah, right now, buddy. Let's get off right here on shore, buddy. I'll kick your effing ass and everything." And I'm like, wow, this is what tournaments are about. I think it was my very first one or my second one I ever entered. And like I said, it was a benefit for raising money for cancer. And yeah, these guys were just ready to just freaking kill each other. I was just like, I remember I was kind of near them and I'm like, all right. Like, I don't know, I took off, went the other way. I didn't want to cast anywhere near that guy's freaking boat. Oh, and then, oh yeah, that's right. I had another one. This could be a storytelling. No, that's not long enough for me. It was just one quick little incident. But this is Storytelling Tuesday, so I guess I can do these little stories within the bigger story that I already told. And this is a club that I ended up joining after the fact. But this was my first sort of encounter with them. The guy was fishing along. They were in the tournament. They were fishing along, and I was there, but I was like, it was a cove, and they were kind of up against the edge. Yeah, so I was kind of in the middle, and he was casting. He kept, I mean, he was in the back of the boat. It was team, but he was casting, behind it a ways. And I was there, and I was actually casting on the other side. And then all of a sudden, like, I turned around and started I started throwing back kind of behind their boat because he suddenly started casting more towards the front of the thing. And then he turned to me and goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "We doing fish in my water." I'm like, "Well, you already went through there. I'm fishing behind you." He goes, "What? You never heard of anybody casting back through their old water?" I'm like, "I don't." I'm like, "No." He goes, "Well, you're like too close, buddy. Like, if that thing throws here, I'm gonna go snag it and take your." Because I was using that super spook, the big ass one. He goes, "Yeah, you cast over here next time. I'm gonna throw over, bring it in here and cut it off and take your damn expensive bait." And I'm like, "Dude, I'm not in your tournament. I'm just out here. I'm just fishing." Yeah, and so he got all upset. I think after that, because I was looking to join their club actually, and after that, I went to their weigh-in, and I ended up asking about it, asking where their meetings were, and I ended up seeing that guy, and I apologized to him. I said, "Hey, sorry, man, I didn't mean to offend you." And then he's like, "Oh yeah, sorry, but yeah, it's just sort of understood." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I wasn't, I wasn't in your club." He goes, "Yeah, I just thought you were in your club. I'm sorry, I was just, we weren't doing well, and blah blah blah." And so I was like, "All right," but I ended up joining the club anyway, and there will be there'll be a couple more stories about that club on here. Oh, dude, when you put them in tournaments, it's freaking, dude. It's like I don't know how they, I don't know. They're just they're so freaking. They have to be so macho. It's like I don't want to fit anybody on here, but it's like construction workers on the water, and and the way that the construction workers will like say stuff to the women that walk by and catcall and all that. I don't know. You put them on the bass boat and that, and they just turn so macho and they just want to freaking fight people. It's like you're too close to me and you shouldn't fish near me, and just I don't know. They take it so serious. It's like, well, dude, we're just catching some bass. It's not life threatening. I mean, it's not like a war. As soon as you get there. And yeah, I know, but it's just I don't know. Well, I think in one of mine, actually, I don't know if it's a story that's significant or one of the tournaments that's actually in my sort of log of storytelling because it wasn't. I don't think it was that eventful. I know it's that attitude. And it's like it's crazy. They just get so I don't know territorial and just macho man. It's just like they're worried that you're within 20 feet of them or 20 yards of them because it's their water. Yeah, but I had another one. Actually, yeah, I got well. Obviously, I got second or third in that tournament, but I don't think it was. It was one where Pat Fadley was like got mad at me. No, I don't know if I'll tell that. I think that one might be an actual independent tournament story because it is pretty good. No, not really. They're not. Trust me. I spent 10 years. I'm not doing them this year, but I spent 10 years doing FLWs for the back of the boat. Yeah, 2010. Well, not 10 years. Yeah, there is. Yeah, 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Did I do one? 18? Yeah, I did the one last year. Yeah. Well, I spent 9 years doing them. Wait, what was that? And yeah, no, I don't know. I've never been. I have actually 3 tournament diaries filmed. Yeah, I know. Well, it's just like if I don't know if you ever surf, but if you're a surfer and you're non-local, it comes locals think they own the waves, and they'll freaking cut you off, and sometimes you fight with you or throw your board, do all that stuff because you're not local. What are you doing on our water, boy? Same with skating if you're in a ramp and stuff. They get the same way. But yeah, like I said, with the I was gonna open this up earlier. Oh yeah, high country life. High country life. You are New Zealand, right? Dude, we're international here. I get them from everywhere. The guy from Japan, some of the other places. Yeah, but I was saying, as far as I've never, truthfully, for me, 9 years doing FLW, being behind, and actually behind I've been behind pros that have won it. I've been, behind pros that have won the Angle of the Year and everything else. And I don't know. I'm not really. I've never been impressed. I've never really learned anything from them, and a lot of them, I've done a lot of teaching from the back of the boat with some of the pros in the front of the boat on the FLW. As far as knowledge and as far as fishing techniques and as far as a lot of my biology stuff that I tell them in that. I remember a lot. I mean, not everybody, especially the ones out here, especially in the Costa series. I mean, they're not your KVDs. They're not your Skeet Reese. They're not your, Ish Monroe. They're not. It's a AAA program, basically. It's not the big wigs. It's not the heavy hitters. So, I don't know, to me, as far as their knowledge, I don't know. I've helped a lot more of them out, and I've outfished quite a few of them from the back of the boat as far as our total weights for the day. But I don't know, a lot of it, the only reason that they caught more fish than me was because they were in front of the boat and I didn't have the angle or I didn't have the means of being in the front of the boat to go someplace where I thought I could get a better bite or a bigger bite. Nice fire. Oh, yeah. Storytelling Tuesday. Next thing is to have a real fire. If I can find a place to do it live. And I could be like making s'mores and stuff while we're talking. I feel like gorging on sweets. Oh, I got a lot of them, like I said. I don't know if you guys can even hear the fire. Probably can. There's a lot of crickets and there's crackling and stuff. Oh yeah, I said these are just the fishing stories at the moment. First, I'm going to go through almost all the fishing stories. What? Yeah, no, you get an FLW. Yeah, I mean, you get a lot of pros that think they're freaking big wigs and. Oh yeah, well, I always felt like an outcast in the FLWs. I mean, I wasn't in with them. I was this guy. I was CCB, and I came here and filmed that. But I don't know. I just don't. I've never really. When I was a skateboarder, I didn't really fit in with most skateboarders. When I was a fashion designer, I didn't really fit in with all the rest of the fashion designers. Fishermen being tournaments. I don't know. I don't really. I'm just not that macho guy that they all seem to be or try to be. I'm just like, whatever. All of them think like, when I fish, they're like, dude, you're so casual and you're just so. I'm like, well, I don't know. It's a tournament. No need to get stressed. This is fun. It's vacation. I'm fishing with you. We're here at the Delta. Hope to do good enough, but A lot of times I have like no tackle compared to everybody else, and I don't have something that might be a bite in that because I just go with what I have. But yeah, I'm that way. What's that way? I think what was Krusty was saying? How come I Krusty? I'm calling him Krusty, like the old isn't that a clown? Krusty the Clown, right? Isn't that from Krusty the Clown? That's from Bart, the cartoon, right? Anyway, but what he was saying about how come I don't have can't see how I don't have so many more subscribers than that. I that's what I said. I don't know. I don't fit in with what they expect or what they're used to as far as YouTubers. I mean, there's some, but I don't know. I've always been sort of an enigma outsider with everything I'm into. So, but it'll grow. It's growing now. I'm getting more people. If YouTube doesn't keep taking them away, I was at 2186 and I went back down to 2181. I know. It was kind of like last week, because last week was a lot longer story, but I remember I was in the middle of it, and I started reading comments. It was like, wait, no, focus, focus. You're in the middle of a good story. Ignore the comments. You need to like tape something on this side of it so I don't see the comments when I'm in the middle of a really good story. It's like you get distracted easily. You like go off on another one. Yeah, no, tournaments aren't even the local ones. And they're also, you get the true guys, even the ones that just do local tournaments, or even like some of the like the Western Wild West Bass Trail and that. Like, well, I'll give you a name of one. Union Bass or Union Bass. He's a guy on there. Well, he's a big time tournament guy. Everything else. Although when I watch his videos, he never really does good. I mean, middle of the pack when he does tournaments, but he does his Union jigs. But evidently, my friend Ash has tried to contact the guy because Ash wants to go to Don Pedro, and it's supposed to be horrible weather the next like 4 days, like rain, 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 and rain. So I don't know, but anyway, he also wanted to fish Bullard's Bar and I guess New Melons or whatever, and those are the like. And he said he tried to contact the guy, and the guy wouldn't tell him anything. He like kind of was like, "Oh, what did you use? What did you use?" And he's like, "Oh, you tournament fishing?" He's like, "No, I'm not tournament fishing." He's like, "No, no." And I guess finally he's like, "Oh, I just use my jigs." Well, these is freaking tournament fishermen. That's this whole channel's about tournament fishing. Well, they don't want to tell you crap. They will not tell you anything about how they're catching them or where they're catching them or anything. They're just freaking. I think if they tell you you're going to go there and you're going to outfit, I don't know, it's stupid. Stupid. They're just like, they are so just non-informational to anybody that's inquiring about a lake because they think you're just one of their other team members pretending and trying to figure out where they're fishing because they're doing better. I said I've challenged that guy, Bass Union. I challenged him I think 3 different times. I sent him emails saying, "Hey, let's do a challenge. I'll drive up there and fish with you. Your jig's against mine." He never contacted me back. So I don't know. Afraid of getting his butt kicked because I go up there and fish my jigs compared to his jigs because that's all he's about. It's always about his Bass Union jig. But I've invited him to let me come, and he won't do it. Evidently, won't even reply back. Well, this just to be a friendly, fun collaboration between Sunny Coast Bass and Bass Union, your channel. Nope, won't do it. Tough life being a YouTuber. Yeah. Well, don't pretty much don't believe anything you read in a fishing magazine. Oh, just the other day, there's one the new Bassmaster. And this guy, he's a California wildlife biologist. Probably basically has the same degree that I have. And I don't know, most California fisheries wildlife biologists that I've talked to are backwards and don't really have any knowledge. Like they try to tell me those coho, Atlantic coho that were coming up San Luis River were actually steelhead, and they're not. But anyway, he tried to say that bass, largemouth bass, need clear water because they rely mostly on their sight. Yeah, they rely mostly on their sight and their lateral line. And as far as all the scent and all that other stuff, guys, just like you know, has nothing to do with how they feed. Nothing at all. They're pretty much strictly sight and lateral line. But he said that they had to have clear water because they're sight fishermen. And if they're living consistently dirty water, you will see that population in that lake or that pond dwindle and go to nothing. And it's just like, I have so much evidence against that. So many lakes that I fished, Laguna that was in San Luis and everything else, always muddy, windy place, always muddy, always murky. I mean, the clearest you ever saw it was like 3 to 4 inches. And that place was amazing. It had so many fish in it and such a good quality of fish and everything else. And I don't know if he knows this, but I've seen, looked at the study, an actual journal study, like an actual real scientific study, testing the rods and the cones. No, you join them, do you only get 4? Well, no, I have to do the competitive one, which is like $35. But I get, is it 4? Nah, I think it's like 8. Well, at least for me, it's 8. I didn't re-sign this year because I'm not doing difference. No, but in the scientific study and everything else, and it has to do with the amount of rods and cones that are into their eye that tells you if they're more low light or bright light sensitive and all that. But they said in 2-inch visibility, yeah, 2-inch visibility for human to see like a bait down, they can see up to 4 feet because they're very, very toned to low light and turbid water. And during the daylight and brighter light, bluegill, shad, other bait fish and that can actually see a bass before the bass can see them. But once it gets into turbid or dirty water or low light conditions, like nighttime or evening and morning, the bass can see the bait fish before the bait fish can see the bass. And this guy tries to say that they need clear water, but it's like in clear water it changes the tables on at least largemouth bass because this is what he was talking about. And so I don't know, I forget the guy's name, but it's like Banish. I don't know, it just said California wildlife biologist or fishing game wildlife biologist Branish, and he's the one that does this in the new Bassmaster magazine. He's the one that talks about all the similar what can affect pH, alkaline, vegetation, all that stuff. But yeah, he read that, and I'm like, dude's freaking full of shit. Like a lot of the wildlife biologists in California. I don't know where he got that from or anything else, but that's totally completely. I mean, when they can see up to 4 feet and 2-inch visibility, and if you look at, like I said, the way their eye is constructed and everything else. But he said I mean, yeah, trout are mostly visual hunters too, and will have the lateral line that. But I don't know, maybe just mixing up trout with largemouth bass as far as the ability to see and hunt when sight is their major way that they hunt, because trout need it clear. Trout cannot see very far in dirty water, and if it's muddy or anything like that, they can't see crap. But largemouth bass can see extremely well in 2 or 3 inch visibility. So I don't know, maybe the idiot freaking California biologist was mixing up trout and bass, because how does he even know about bass? Isn't the only thing California Fish and Game does is trout. They don't stock anything else. They only have trout hatcheries. They don't even know anything about it. So I don't even know why they came to him to tell the difference between largemouth, smallmouth, and spots, because he only knows trout. That's all they ever study. That's all they know about, because that's all they deal with. Sorry, guys, I had to give it a little rant out. Because I just read the article yesterday. And it pissed me off. So bad. As you can tell. I need to. This fire never goes out, guys. I don't know what. I thought by the end of this, I'd have to, go eat some water and put out the fire. But this thing's amazing. I haven't even had to change the wood on it, nothing. I can tell this side of my face is getting a lot redder. Well, I don't know. It's like he's a big wig. And why are they? I don't know. I don't know why they're asking a guy from California anyway. I mean, we do have smallies and spots and largemouth here, but I don't think we have that many lakes with smallies in it and spots. I mean, a few up north, but it seems like he would actually go to somebody else besides California to ask him about the difference between largemouth, smallmouth, and spots. Like me, where spots and spots and smallies are the more where they came from, because they're all imported here. But ask them. Yeah, I don't know. I said I read the article. But I said never read anything. Don't believe anything you read in a freaking fishing magazine. It's all hype. It's all just freaking crap. Especially if they try to talk to a biologist or something like that. You need to go someplace like I do to find scientific journals and actually scientific publications where they actually, and it's scientific. I mean, I used to have to write them when I went to school, and I hated it because it was all you had to write in a certain way and all the technical stuff. And you had to have a certain amount of graphs, and you had to have all kinds of stuff. Yeah, here in California, they don't know crap. The wildlife biologists in California that work for the fishing game, they don't know crap. They put trout in a water that doesn't have trout. And then they call it a designated trout water. But it didn't used to have trout until they started trout in it. And then they put special regulations and everything on that water because it's suddenly a designated trout water. But that's why they got sued. They got sued a while ago by, I think it was from Humboldt County or something like that. Some students in that, they sued California Fish and Game for that, for sticking trout in the water and then changing the regulations for that water, because then they called it a designated trout water. Well, no, because they want to get more. They want to create more ways to get fines. They want to create more ways to ticket people and all that. So they will stick the trout in a place that never had trout, call it designated trout water, and then tell you they have to use barbless hooks, and tell you that you can't use live bait, and until you can't do it. So they go there, and then they find people that are using live bait, so they give them a ticket. They find people not using barbless hooks, so they give them a ticket. So they create all these regulations and stuff, which are bullcrap because it had no trout until they put the trout in there. Yeah, and then they change all the regulations and all that, and people don't know, and then they can write more fines and generate more money. It's just stupid. The only thing that California knows, see, they used to have hatcheries that had everything. They used to have hatcheries that had bass and bluegill and catfish and everything else, and now they're all private. Anybody any place that they order anything catfish or anything like that for any lake in California, it's through private. So I'm pretty sure only Fish and Game only has trout hatcheries now. And majority of it is rainbow. I know they have a few that have brook trout, and I don't even know if they still have brown trout. They still have steelhead, but still it's the other version of the rainbow. But yeah, that's all they do. That's all. Like I said, they like to stick them in places. Yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what I said. It's basically just to be able to write. And these tickets are outrageous amount of money, guys. Like I said, my 2-pole one was $500. The one I got for not having a fishing license at the time was $500. I think a lot of them, especially in the ocean, if you have a species that's not legal wage or something like that, it's like $500,000. Like, I mean, pretty much every ticket they write you for any sort of infraction, probably like not using a barbless hook and all, it's gonna be about $500. It's like a standard. It's like, boom, right away, $500. Oh yeah, they always do, and they won't give you warnings. One ticket I got when I was fishing the 2-poles, and I got 2-pole because I didn't even know you had to have that thing anymore because you never used to. It changed in like early 2000. But anyway, he's like, "Well, I don't write warnings, so give me a license. I'm ready to take it." I'm like, I fished in front of him with the 2-poles for like 20 minutes and talked to him about this and that, and then finally he goes, "Well, I'm not ready to take it." I went, "For what?" He's like, "Oh, we have 2-poles." I'm, "Well, that's what you're allowed." And he's like, "No," and I'm like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I mean, obvious by the way I talked to him, I didn't try to hide it or anything like that. You could tell I had no idea what he was talking about." But he's like, "Ah, well, sorry you didn't know, but I'm after 18." So, and it was 485. There's a video on it. It was when I was doing the Swan Lake tour 2 years ago. Yeah, it's bullshit. They just want to. I don't know. They get kickbacks, but they're all about generating money from writing people tickets. But the one thing they don't do, which I'm is at Moss Landing here, on the rocks on the jetty, you actually need a fishing line. Yeah, this is White Zinfandel. I'm getting a little classy, and actually Chardonnay. But yeah, on the rocks here, people always think any man-made structure in the ocean, you don't need to have a license, but it's not. It's actually public pier in the ocean. So jetties and rocks, anyway, they're man-made. Legally, you need a fishing license, but I know a lot of fishing game that, and he said it's understood that they won't write somebody a ticket if they're on the rocks at Moss Landing. If they're on the beach, they will, but if not, they're on the rocks. Anyway, technically, but I'm sure they get so much crap back from it because everybody thinks it's man-made structure. But if you actually read it in the regulation book, it's not. It's pier, and it has to be surrounded by 3 bodies of water. It has to be public and surrounded by 3 bodies of water. So if it's a private pier in the ocean, like somebody in their backyard has their own private pier, you have to have a license. Because if they check you on that private pier and you don't have a license, you will get a ticket. That's what I said. Private is different than public. Yeah, it's all a little bullshit they do, like I said, to generate that ticket money. I don't know if they get a kickback from it or they just have maybe they do a pot when they leave for the day. They'll throw in like $20, and whoever writes the most tickets when they come back to the station wins the pot. I mean, I don't know how it works, but they're pretty gung ho to not let you off the hook anymore. As far as I've learned. All right, guys. I think it's starting to wind down for our second Tuesday storytelling Tuesday. So, any other questions? Any more like inquiries? I know there's always a delay when I ask by the time I get a comment, but yeah, as far as the schedule of this with storytelling, like I said, since I started off with my run for the AOI, and now I'm going to go back and, like I said, this one wasn't. It just there wasn't a lot of drama in this one. There wasn't a lot of like hooked fish and lost fish and last minute stuff and all that. The other ones I'm going to tell, there's specifically because there is a lot of that. There's a lot of things that happen and situations and stuff. And so I want to run through those. I think there's another like, there's like 5 or 6 of them, 7 of them. Of the 11 that were in the streak and the 3 different clubs. And then after that, there'll be some good stories of life stuff with me that doesn't have to do with fishing. Well, one of those stories does have to do with fish, but it wasn't about fishing. Yeah, I have a lot of other interesting stories of interesting stuff that's happened in my lifetime. I said it the last time at the end about the story when I captured the murderer, the story when I captured a guy that had 2 like hardcore big time felony warrants. One that has to do with when I was a DJ and guns. And yeah, I have a couple of them with guns, things that happen, interesting ones with guns, and yeah, some other like life stories that don't have to deal with actually fishing, but I think will be really good stories to tell. Because every time I tell somebody stories, they're like, "What? What?" I'm like, "What? Doesn't everybody have that happen in their life at least once?" They're like, "No." So yeah, there's gonna be some good ones coming, guys. Like I said, every Tuesday, and like I said, I was thinking of doing I was doing like the late night Friday night, but I think everybody does the late night Friday night kind of thing. I was thinking of doing Thunder Thursday hangout Q&A. Good name. And as far as I need to do one. I need to come on and do my upload schedule. It's already in February. I'm going to try and keep it Monday, Wednesday, Friday for fishing videos. I mean, if I get to the point, this is all I do in that. It would be Monday, Wednesday, Friday would be like actual fishing shows. And then Tuesday would be Tuesday night storytelling for as long as that goes. And then I'll make something else. And the Thursday thing. And then weekends, I don't know if you noticed, I started doing posting surveys on the weekends. I like posting surveys on the weekends. I like uploading videos on the weekends. I don't know why. It's very crowded on weekends a lot of times. And my weekend ones, for some reason, don't get many views. So anyway, I did posting that. And then other than that, yeah, I mean, I'll still pop up the live like constantly. Oh yeah, like I said, it's that's what I said. That's what I mean. I'm thinking about. I'm like, well, I might have like 7 more tournament stories. Then I probably have at least 5 or more non-tournament storytelling. And actually, I have tournament stories, but I think I have ones way back that would be good stories to tell. So, and I'm like, I might have I might have a good like 10 or 15 in me. And I'm like, that's not really that many stories. But then again, I'm like, they're only once a week, so that's only 4 a month. So if I have like good 15 stories in me, that's like at least like 3 or 4 months, because they're only once a week. Because I'm so used to uploading constantly. Like I would do like the whole series live in like a 2-week run every day instead of but it's only Tuesday. It's only once a week. So yeah, I have like at least good 15 stories to tell, but that'll make it really long. And then I don't know, like I said, storytelling Tuesday, but it could morph into I don't know, other type stories, other stuff than the ones I already have sitting in here. And then Thunder Thursday. I just like Thunder Thursday. I was gonna do a whole bunch of videos of like lightning and thunder behind me while we're doing it. But just a Q&A, just about, usually when I'm on here, you guys, like I said, you guys start asking me questions within the storyline, which kind of distracted sometimes. I remember last week everyone was like, don't get distracted, keep going, it's a good story. So I think I do need one day where it's just like a hangout and Q&A, so we can all just talk, have fun. Like last time we were playing, like, we were playing Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader by the end of it, which is kind of fun. But yeah, I need just one day where it's just we're on here and nothing, because a lot of my lives I'm fishing, and I like to go live fishing, but it's hard to concentrate and go fishing at the same time. It was good. Well, I think, yeah. Well, I said it's going to be Thunder Thursday hangout and that we could have different games and stuff. But I definitely need a night like that where it's just hangout stuff. Yeah, it would have to be something. It has to become consistent to make it a lot of fun. But I have a lot of ideas, and a lot of times on here, everybody gives me all this like my brainstorm things when I'm live with people. But we've come up with a lot of ideas. I think that's where I came up with the trivia for the quick little giveaways and asking for the games for the quick little giveaways. That's where we came up with the white elephant joke for the giveaways. Yeah, I think that's where we came up with the seasoning with the quick little giveaways. It was like a couple baits and some sort of random seasoning. Yeah, all that stuff's coming from the live, and us just shooting back and forth with all kinds of random stuff. And it's sort of become now part of it. Yeah, so it'll evolve and morph, but I need it to be consistent. That's one thing I haven't done is be consistent with. This is the first Storytelling Tuesday. This is the first consistent. It's every Tuesday. People get used to it. And then maybe if I do it Thursdays too, then we can make it consistent. So it's a known thing. And people know, and other people can find it, because I'm not just doing it once in a while on a Monday, and then suddenly doing it on a Friday, and then suddenly doing it on a Saturday, and then suddenly. So this is the first constant one. So we'll see how it goes. So far, it's been good. Everybody seemed to like it. Although it has 15 likes now, but the last Storytelling Tuesday actually has the most dislikes of any of my lives I've done. I said this last time when I was live, but yeah. The most dislikes of any live I've done, and it's been almost a year I've been doing lives. Some of them have like 3 or 4. Some of them have none. Some of them have like 1. But yeah, Storytelling Tuesday last week, 7 dislikes. Like, and everybody that was on here with me had so much fun doing it. And we liked the whole concept of the fire and everything. Yeah, and it got panned by people that watched it after I uploaded it. That just came in and watched it like as a video, not actually live. Yeah, 7. I think that's probably one of the most dislikes on a video I've had. And I constantly get 2 or 3, sometimes 4. But yeah, unless one gets a lot more views, then people seem to really want to jump on and hate it. But yeah, that's once in a while, and it got it really quick too. It's only been a week, but I think within the first 2 days, I already had 7 dislikes. And I'm like, wow! And all you guys are on here with me are like, dude, that's a great idea. You got to keep doing this. You should do this. Like, yeah, well, you got to know me. You got to be on here. You got to be part of the crew. You got to be part of the CGB crew. And then you'll understand it, and then you'll have fun. Plus, a lot of those dislikes are probably like 12-year-olds. What about Chris? Chris's fault? He wasn't on it tonight, but he's working. Darren's Northern Life. All right, man. Thanks. Yeah, I'm getting ready to shut it down too. Oh, another thing, guys. Where's the videos? Remember I asked you guys for the videos? You've already seen me doing them. The ones on the beginning of my video. You don't have to have a fish to do it. Remember the ones I just did with I lowered Locke or whatever. I did one with Chris. I did one with Wayne. My friend Hype, the skater that did it. Yeah, send me clips of you saying, "Hey, please like, share, and subscribe." Or, "Oh, he got 1K today? Nice. I didn't know that. Hopefully he keeps them all." It's hard to keep these days, unless you get them in groups. I said, I'm at 2186 now. I was at 2186. I was at 2186, I think like a week ago. And then like stalled out. Then I went to 2185. Then I went to 2183. Then I went back down to 2181. And just the last day or two, now I'm back up to 2186. So I gained 5 subs and I lost 5 subs. And I got the 5 subs back. Hopefully this time they stay. Yeah, if you're that far above, I always find it, with mine, it's like if it stalls out at around a certain level, sure enough, suddenly, and I'm pretty sure it's not people unsubbing from me. It's YouTube's new algorithms they're running that somehow connects the sub with a comment that mentioned that they subbed. Yeah, I think you're going to stick. Well, it doesn't matter because, see, here's another thing that people don't know. Is people are saying that, well, you still need the 4,000 hours. Hopefully you have 4,000 hours of watch time. But once you get above 1,000 and you get monetized, even if you fall below it, they won't kick you out. Yeah, Darren's life. Once you get in there and you get monetized, they won't kick you out, even if you drop below it. But you have to have the 4. I don't know how it works now. They've probably changed it since when they kicked me out and I had to get back in, because the time they kicked me out, I had way over the 1,000 subscribers, but I only had 3,500 hours for the year. So I had to get back to 4,000 and submit myself. And it took 3 or 4 months before they got back to me. Now I know they're a lot quicker. I'm hoping they are, that once you pass it and you submit it, you get evaluated. Yeah, but always people say, "Oh, I might make it over 1,000, but if I drop below it, they're probably going to keep me." Now, once you're above it and you get monetized, you're pretty much grandfathered in. You're going to be good forever. Because even if you drop below the 4,000 hours, and you might keep gaining subscribers, you're still grandfathered in. I watched the video on that when this whole thing was happening. Some of the ones from YouTube that do the videos, they explained it and said that. Because, I mean, you can have 4,000 hours because you had some video that got a little bit viral and all that. But the second that one hits past the year point or whatever, all of a sudden it might drop a lot or something. But yeah, no, once you're in, you're in. Do you have the 4,000 hours? You have 1,000 subs, but do you have the 4,000 hours watch time? I don't know if you're still on there. Seriously. But, well, if you go live a lot, I don't know if you go live, but going live helps. Do you go live? If you don't go live, go live. if you want to up your hours, go live. I'm telling you. Yeah, going live will help. Because I don't average that many people. I don't know why. I see all these other people go live and they have like 30, 40 people that aren't even that big a channel. I average like him now, like, I don't know, 13, 14. I think the most I've ever had is like 18 or 19. But at the end of it, I'll have, I don't know, and what I've been on, 1 hour and 54 minutes. I'm betting with the amount of you that have been on here and everything else, by the time I get done with this, I'm probably going to have about 18 or 19 hours of watch time. Yeah, that's what you have to have. But no, I'm telling you, a lot of times when I go live at the pier, I get done and I've been there like an hour and a half, hour or something, and I have 12, 13, 14 hours of watch time. Yeah, that's why I said that's per day. You're getting 4 or 5 hours a day watch time. But you go live for 2 hours and have, you know, like 9 people at the same time for an hour. That's suddenly 9 hours, and only within an hour's time or an hour and a half time. Like I said, this one with the amount of people I've had, the amount of people coming in and out of that, this one's probably gonna have 18. I'm assuming 16 to 18 hours in just the 2 hours I went. I mean, I don't need it now. I'm already above it. I average. Yeah, exactly. That's why you do that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If you're only at 1200, you need to go live a lot because that's really. I mean, 1200. I had 3500, 35. I was just below it, and I got over it within. I think I got over it within 2 weeks of them demonetizing me. But then it took 3 months for them to review my channel and redo me because it was right when it happened, and they had so many people they kicked off. Now I'm sure it's quicker. But yeah, live really helps with, especially like I said, if you can have 20, 30 people on and you're on for an hour, that's 30 hours right there. Or 40 hours right there. So as far as that, now you're above the sub. Go for the lives. Video of my best catches. That might be one of my storytelling. I've done that. I get live on the boat. I get live with dinner on the boat. Oh yeah, that sort of thing. The interaction on the boat. I went live with Jeff. I went live with Jeff twice last year. It was last year. I went live with Jeff twice when we were fishing. Well, there you go. That's the best way to do it. At least you don't go live just sitting in your freaking room with it. Never mind. Keep fishing. Okay, at least somebody got that one. At least mine are creative in that. I'm trying to make them creative within it, right? Oh, there you go. Now you got one. Now you got 2016. Oh. Oh, wait. No, this is a live. Do the lives? Hmm. I'm wondering if the lives count with. People said the lives count if you say subbed or use the S word during it, as far as subbing. Yeah, he hit 1K. It's like 1,015 now. No, but see, that's the thing is you can't say the S word anymore. No, you can't. It's like, or you can't say. Well, it's one of mine that went to spam yesterday was. I don't think he said that he subbed to me, but he said, "Hey, come check out my channel." Yeah, it is. He said, "Yeah, you can't say the S word." This guy didn't say that. He said, "Hey, just found you. Love your channel. Um, check out my channel." And it was in my spam folder. And saying I opened it, and I tell him every time somebody does that to me, I tell him every time somebody's comment to one of my videos goes to spam, I tell them, well, thanks for the comment, but by the way, it was in the spam folder. Do not say this. Do not word it this way. Do not. Just come on, say, hey, love your channel. Hey, great video. We'll find you. We'll find you. It might take us a while. I don't sub to anybody that subs to me until like 2-3 weeks later. I leave it in my email. I check it. I look at their channel, and then I leave it in my email. And then about 2 weeks, 3 weeks later, something like that, I will open email and go back to the channel and sub to him because I don't want it to be a sub for sub. Yeah, that's another thing too. Is if they unsub you from something, you can always go back and sub to it again. Yeah, if you get, I've had my viewers say that. Yeah, I've had my viewers say that. My viewer, they've come on and said, "Hey, I just realized that I subbed you. I just realized that YouTube unsubbed me." So I get a lot. I think I got what some of the ones I've been on a long time. Because you only get, oh, I don't know if you guys know this, but you only get 2,000 subs. You only get 2,000 subs. Did you guys know that? Unless your channel has, it starts growing once you get up there. Like if you have 5,000 or 6,000 subs or 10,000 subs. But as even my level on that, we're only allowed to sub to 2,000. I'm at, I don't know. I think I've subbed to 1,000 people. I've been on there 12 years. I'm at 21, almost 2,200 subs at the moment, but I don't always sub to everybody that subs to me. I didn't because a lot of times I took a couple months off, but oh yeah, those, yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, those, yeah. If they say, hey, yeah. Yeah, because that's what all the lives are doing now. I don't know if you noticed all the lives and live was, I don't know. I got into live because a lot of the I got into live because when they first announced that a lot of the bigger channels were going live, so that's why I got the camera went live. And then I don't know, a lot of the bigger channels they get live once in a while, but they kind of got off that bandwagon. But now I've noticed that a lot of the smaller channels are really into the live thing, like a lot of them, like way more than. But that's what they all do. It's like, hey, check us out, you know, shout outs and mentions and shout out and mentions and that's their whole thing is to get on here and they're not talking about fishing, they're not talking about any, all they're talking to is, oh, so and so needs another 10 subs to get to 200. People go sub him, sub, and the whole time it's just about that. And I'm like, all those things are gonna get taken away. All those things, I mean, eventually you might see a huge amount like that night. Some of you are like 30, 40, 50, like, yeah. And then within a couple of days, probably at least half of them or more are going to go away. And it's usually because they're like, oh yeah, I saw you live and I'm hitting you back and check me out. Or, I mean, you know, they're smart. They're going through, they have the algorithm and anything in your comment to a channel that you just subscribe to, they're going to look for anything like that. Like, I'm new here. Check out me or just sub you back. Obviously, that's an easy one. Or anything that has to do with new here, check me out, or you might want to see what my channel is. You know, they're smart enough. They're writing that the algorithm to check for all that stuff, and it's easy enough. It matches new sub to the channel name, and then it just looks for recent subs to that channel I just subscribed to, and oh look, he just subbed. Oh, and here's the sub. Oh, and it contains the words "check me out." Just subbed. Like your channel, like mine. And it's an easy algorithm to write. It's like a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer, guys. It's totally easy. Yeah, it's like, oh, I'm not much of a computer guy, at least as far as the social side of it and all the other stuff, but I do understand that side of the logic. I'm a very logical person. I'm like Spock. And computers are very logical. They don't think, there's no gray area, all that. It's just, and I could see them sitting around in the room when they wrote this new thing. No, I mean, not even that. That's why I told my guy, everybody goes to spam on me. I said, just say, dude, great fish, loved it. Or, man, just something normal. And even if you just subscribe to me or whatever, I'm like, I know you just subscribed to me. I'm going to get it in my email. All right, man, congrats. And I think you're stable enough. Now just get the 4,000, you'll be set. Yeah, I just tell them, just leave a normal comment. Just say something about the video, love the video. Just don't say anything about new here, check me out, or I don't know, anything that just seems obvious that you're fishing. Fishing. Basically, that's what this is, right? It's not where the word PHIS, the PHIS fishing came from. This fishing, trying to like get things back to you and get comments and all that stuff. I don't even know if that's the term. Maybe I'm too old school with the social thing, but I think they just call it fishing. Or trolling. But yeah, thanks a lot, guys. Again, I'm like, dude, my story wasn't long enough. And suddenly, it's over 2 hours again. But that's good. That's it. It comes from the story, and then the story leads to conversation. And then it's just with story time around the fire, and it just becomes conversation of us guys talking about stuff around the fire. I know I'm gonna have to get another one. I'm gonna get one that actually goes out. So like somewhere. So because they average about 2 hours. Okay, guys. So I'm gonna have to. Because I don't want to find one that's that long. You can see right there that blink is when it's only 5 minutes of them. So yeah, but I need to do one. I'll render it and I'll have it so it burns, and then I'll get one that's going out. So hopefully by the end it's just like a little smaller. And I said, this one's the second one. Wait, would rather people watch my. Yeah, one of them is that's why subs are meaningless unless they watch. I mean, that's why it's meaningless to buy subs. Because you can still do that. I got an email for buying. You buy like 800 subs a night, but they're ghost subs. They're not going to watch your content. They're not going to comment on your content. It's just evidently people think, oh, well, if I have 9,000 subs and people will watch me. Yeah, only active. But you can actually buy them, and they are ghost accounts. And I don't know how they do it, but it's good enough that I don't know. Maybe they've corrected it now, but it will show up and it will stay as a sub count. I said I'm 100, but like I said, they're good. They're not going to comment to you. They're not going to like you. They're not going to. It's just the number on the side that says, yeah. It's like they're meaningless because they're not going to interact with you. They're not going to talk to you. They're not going to do anything. And because there's one, I don't know. It's either I don't know. It's either that he bought subs or he had one video that went viral, but he averages like. No, they won't do anything. No, there's one guy out there. I don't know. He's from Canada or something. He has 13,000 subs. He doesn't even have that many videos. He has 13,000 subs, and his videos get like I don't know, 40 views sometimes, 80 views, maybe 100. I'm like, did you pay for those? I mean, there's no way if you have 13,000 subs, and I don't know. I haven't seen him post in a while, but consistently his videos just do not get. And Hook'em Bass 92, I watch some of that too. He has 4.3 thousand subscribers, and his videos on average get less than 100 views every time he puts one up. And even after like a week or two, they still don't generate anymore. I'm like, how can you have twice as many subs as me and get way less views than me? Well, did you pay for those subs? Because it makes no sense. But he actually had some video we did for some reason went viral and got 2.5 million views. So those might be just a bunch of people subbed to him at the time, but obviously they just don't care. They subbed at the moment because it was a hot video, and they don't go back and watch him because. But yeah, you can usually tell somebody has tons and tons of subs and they get no views. They either paid for them or they had one viral video, and nobody cared after that. Mine grows slowly but steadily. I said it's not rocket science. It's just looking at the numbers. Well, the reality is, I don't know if you guys have noticed this or tracked it. Well, some people are different. Yeah, no. Some people are different, but even the most popular. I mean, take a look at like someone like Casey Neistat. I don't know if one of the biggest on YouTube, 10 million subs. With the amount of subs you get compared to the amount of views you get, it's usually about 10%. It's actually 10%. You seem to usually have about, I mean, over time, yeah, other people will find it. But if you look at a video that they put up, all right, James. Yeah, if you look at the video they have and the amount of subs it gets within a day or two, and then eventually it will gain more. But if you notice, it's usually about 10% of the amount of their subscribers. I mean, he has 10 million subs for Casey Neistat. A lot of his videos, when he first puts them on, get 1 million views. I'm not sure, but if you do the math, I think 1 million is about 10% of 10 million. And if you look at, well, actually, with fishing, that's even less. If you look at, well, no, it works out the same. If you look at, oh God, Rob, why can't they give the Guggen, Rob, whatever, 1 million subs is often right away get about 100,000 views, unless it's something that kind of goes viral or something that's different. But 100,000 of 1 million is 10%. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If you have them out of shreds, some get a lot more. Like, I don't know, Bearded Bassin has 1,700. I don't know, for some reason his videos get more views than me. It's like 800 on average pretty quickly, 500 or 800. Where I only average like 100 to 200. But it's just, I don't know, might be a lot of people watching it, but they might only watch for a minute or less. It's just because my watch time is actually pretty high compared to my video. It's getting a lot higher than it used to be. So I don't know, but there's a lot of analytics and a lot of stuff to it. But we're way off subject now. But that's the way storytelling goes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I watch a lot and I kind of study those things. I'm a very logical person, so I look at those sort of things just when I'm watching. But yeah, on average, so I don't know. I don't know but some of them are different. I mean, some of them they have, and that's what frustrates me. Is a lot of people only have 50 views, and for some reason, what they upload gets like 300 or 400 views, way more than their amount of subs. Did it? Wait, really? Wait, did it? Wait, I didn't see what you said. Really? So you didn't? You typed downloading Google Earth and it killed you? Oh no, it said Google that time. Yeah, I've been tracking mine. Mine are going up, but I know you never know. That's what it says random. No, but I'm just saying. Well, I think when you're under a certain level and you're not that freaking prolific and huge, like over 100,000 subs or something like that. But once I think you get to the point that you start getting, you know, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, a significant amount, because I think 10,000 above is considered significant. You'll start noticing that most of those video or channels that have that many that consistently get a certain amount of views, unless I said it goes viral or something, you will notice that it's usually 10% of like 36,000. They get like 6,000 or 5,000 more consistently. But you know, every once in a while something might go viral or their name something. But yeah, if you look at, but I think when you're in the lower range like me, 2,100 or somebody with only 1,000 subs or 400 subs or something like that, it's more. It gets more constant the more popular you get. I think of it being 10% of your amount of subs. Because I mean, even like Casey Neistat, 10 million subscribers. Even after 3 or 4 months, I've, unless it went viral, I've never seen one of his have more than 2 or 3 million views, which is huge. That's making him like thousands of dollars or whatever. But I've never seen one on average. He has 10 million subscribers. He puts it up, and make it like 5 or 6 million within a day or two. It gets about a million. Downloading Google Earth. I've used Google Earth a couple times, but that works. I don't know. I had it originally. I had it going way back when I started with all my tips and tricks, and then I got lazy and stopped uploading. Yeah, yeah. I've made all the mistakes on YouTube you can imagine. I tried to get people to my website when I started. I wasn't thinking about money off YouTube. I yeah, right when the fishing channels took off, I spent 5 years writing a blog and only uploading like once or twice a month. What are you just testing your listings with me? Am I just basically a little bunch of bastards just playing around with comments and seeing if they actually upload? Say the word gun in one. I've heard you can't say gun anymore. Hello. According to Flair in his new video, you can't say the word gun in a video. Oh, I just said it. I say gun. So now that I've said gun, did I say gun? I didn't say gun. I might have said firearm. Firearm. Is that the way I say it? Firearm? Gun. Gun. Firearm. Well, anyway, evidently, since I've said that, now there's a new thing that Google will, or not Google, but YouTube, that now this video, once it gets uploaded and they scan it, this video will not be monetized because I said the word gun. Okay, quit playing around with comments. Yeah, I haven't had it. I don't know if I even say the word gun much in my videos except this one. but it's now 2 hours and 20 minutes long. So I don't know. I think a lot of them just use that to get a hype, so they get a lot of views. Okay, you've done enough testing on my live right now. I should do one that's just that. I should have a night where it's okay. This is testing comments to get rejected when typing into live feed. And that'll be the whole live. Is just okay. Let's see what we can type in that gets rejected. Because I don't think there's that much. I think and people just use that as a hype. Like Flair said, I'm leaving YouTube. Sorry, he got like 400,000 views on that. And then if you watch a video, he's not leaving. He's just asking for comments about the fact of should he do hunting videos or what if hunting video. It's the second time he's done it. He didn't know on Tuesday he was going to go to Twitch. He did live. And all of a sudden, nobody was commenting. Nobody was talking to him. He forgot about it. And all of a sudden, he's doing it again. I'm leaving YouTube. Parentheses, sorry. He gets like 400,000 views. Gets a million comments. And you watch video, and he's not leaving. He's just asking if this does happen and this. And so, I don't know. It's the second time he's used clickbait for it. And now even, all right. I got to go, guys. I've been on it too long, and now it's running into like 2.5 hours. But yeah, that'll be the end of the next storytelling where I get into the whole clickbait stuff. But thanks a lot, guys. I'm gonna have to put this fire out somehow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I don't know. I need one. It'd be cool if I had a video where I could click on it and all of a sudden it would like spray water on it and the fire would go down. But I don't know. I don't like running these that long as far as live. I like to keep them around 2 hours. But it's a good conversation. Thanks a lot. That's a whole nother live, all right? All right, low budget. I mean, I love you, man. You're my one Patreon supporter right now. You guys gotta follow Low Budget Baston's lead. He is my only Patreon subscriber right now. You guys are the ones that told me to get it, and you said you would support me if I went there. And I mean, just freaking buck, anything. I mean, I do make teeny bit. I have to do a video about how much I make off YouTube because you guys would be really surprised. But yeah, I'm gonna shut it down, guys. If I put the fire out, will that work? Oh, there we go. Fire's out. I did it. I doused the flame. Yeah. See, now we can go because there's no more fire. Campfire's out. Thank you, High Country. Thanks a lot. Join again. I said this will be every Tuesday, and maybe I'll come on Thursday with the Thunder Thursday. Let's catch that. But my friend still wants me to go to Don Prado, but it's supposed to rain every single freaking day. And I was on the phone right before I went live. That's what I was late to go live. And he's like, dude, I got a house, 4-bedroom house because of you, and you're supposed to go, and this and that, and don't bail on me. And I'm like, dude, why do I want to go New Lake when it's going to be tons of wind the first day and 100% chance the next day of rain, and then 50%, and then 50%, and then it's supposed to be 50 out, but feel like it's 41 and 40. I'm like, why do I want to go to New Lake and try and fish when it's going to be miserable conditions for the 4 days? But anyway. Yeah, no, this is like, if you guys watch, this is the second time he's done it. The first time we tried to do it live, and suddenly, I don't know. I think the bullshit went away, and nobody was commenting, nobody was on with him, and so he shut down. But I remember the title was I'm leaving YouTube. So it's the second time he's done it. This video got a lot more views. It's at I think when I saw it was at 365,000. It only been a day or less than a day. So, but no, he's crying wolf. He's not leaving if you watch it. He's just clickbaiting. But all right, guys, thanks a lot. Join. I said Thursday maybe. If I do, for some miracle of a reason, end up going up to Don Pedro, I was hoping to be able to film all 4 days. But the way it's looking, it's the weather, maybe 1 or 2. But I don't know if I'll have reception there. I could, you know, try and salvage it by going live while I'm up there now. But I don't know. I really don't want to go, but he seems to be really. I don't know. I just didn't talk to him about it. But it doesn't seem good with storm to go to a brand new lake and pay for a lodge and everything else. But thanks, guys. Join me again. New video coming tomorrow. It's actually one with the person I'm talking about, but it's a fun one. It's a good one. And I think I have like 5 or 6 more videos that are past tense to upload in the next few days with all the storms and everything that we're supposedly getting here in California. But thanks a lot. Next Tuesday, storytelling, another good tournament story, and maybe Thursday for starting the new Thunder Thursday. But thanks a lot, guys. I'm out.